Hello friends, today's session is about the fire safety in commercial kitchen guidelines. Recently you must have heard about this standard, Indian standard that has been released by Bureau of Indian Standard 18271, and 2023 is year when it is released. So we are going to see the detailed provision that is mentioned in this standard. Let's see. In index, you will see forward why it is released, why this standard is released by the Bureau of Indian Standard. Scope, hazard and safety requirement in cooking appliances, general requirements, fire safety requirements, inspection, testing and maintenance of equipment, fire safety requirements, annexures. So this standard is also divided into this eight category, eight part, I would say eight part. So we are going to see all the part in detail. First, let's start with the forward. As you know, there was no Indian standard specifically mention the kitchen fire safety requirement. We have NVC Part 4, where Annexer G was added in 2016 for commercial kitchen guidelines. Recently, what right now we are talking about is 18271 2023, and this will address and provides further detailed provision towards ensuring fire safety in commercial kitchen in detail. This standard will supplement the provision given in National Building Code 2016 and to comprehensively cover various aspects of commercial kitchen regarding fire and life safety. So it will comprehensively cover the various aspects related to fire and life safety in commercial kitchen. So what is the scope of this standard? It covers the types of fire hazard, fire related hazard posed by the kitchen area which is equipped with commercial cooking facilities and equipment. It also covers the fire safety requirement to be maintained in the kitchen areas to avoid damage and loss of property. It is applicable to commercial kitchens serving in centrally air conditioned building. I would repeat this. Centrally air conditioned buildings such as kitchens of starred hotel, food court, malls, banquet halls and restaurant. It is also strongly advised by this standard that other types of kitchen in non-air conditioned building should also suitably utilize this provision. So I have covered one definition here. There are several definitions mentioned in part 3 of this standard. So cooking appliance and equipment. A cooking device that has or can have a surface of liquid grease or one in which grease is involved, such as a deep fat fryer, griddle, range, chain broiler, electric char broiler, charcoal broiler, mesquite broiler, gas radiant char broiler, wok, tilt skillets and similar appliances which can have surface of liquid grease or one in which grease is involved. So if you are not aware with these equipment, so I have put some pictures here. So you can see griddle, broiler, mesquite broiler, wok, tilt skillets. The protected area is limited to the cooking surface of the appliances only. Here we are only talking about the cooking surface of the appliances, not the complete kitchen. Section 4 of this standard is saying about the hazard and safety requirement in cooking appliances. So this is also divided into 6 parts. 4.1 general, 4.2 potential hazards, 4.3 fire hazards in cooking appliances, 4.4 ignition hazard in cooking appliances, 4.5 additional hazards factor, 4.6 is cooking equipment. We are going to see each subsections. 4.1, we will start from 4.1, that is general. So in this 4.1, it is mentioned that cooking equipment producing smoke or grease-laden vapor shall be equipped with an exhaust system that complies with performance requirement of this standard. So we are going to see the performance requirement of exhaust system in this standard. Cooking equipment, hoods, exhaust hood ducts, fans, fire extinguishing equipment, fire detection and alarm system, gas leakage detectors and special effluent or energy control equipment shall be always maintained in expected working condition. So whatever equipment is there to control the grease or grease laden vapor, that has to be in working condition all the time. Continuous airflow shall be maintained, like exhaust hood. If we are exhausting through the exhaust hood, then we have to provide the supply air also, so that continuous airflow shall be maintained. User or the supplier shall be responsible for inspection, testing, maintenance and cleanliness of the ventilation control and fire protection of the commercial cooking operation. So it is responsibility of user or the suppliers to inspect, test and maintain, along with cleanliness of the ventilation control and fire protection of the commercial cooking operation. So cooking, one note I have added here, cooking equipment if certified by recognized agencies, with regard to reduced emission as per requirement, need not be required to be provided with an exhaust system subject to approval of authorities concerned. So there are some equipment available in the market which which is certified by recognized agency with regard to reduced emission. If it is there, then there is no requirement to provide the exhaust system. Potential hazard 4.2 is potential hazard. Here electricity, gas and in some cases solid fuels such as wood or charcoal. What are the potential hazard? So we are mainly talking about the potential hazard here. So electricity, all fuel source, electricity, gas, in some cases solid fuels such as wood or charcoal. Grease can self-ignite. Grease is also a potential hazard. So grease can self-ignite due to overheating from cooking or through open flames. Combustibles like cooking materials, oils, etc. come into contact with open flames. Grease residue trapped in the exhaust system ignite by heated air, flues or open flames. Poor housekeeping inside kitchen area or poor cleaning of exhaust system. Faulty electrical equipment and electrical installations and failure of thermostats. Flammable material in the vicinity of open flames or heat source. 4.3 is talking about the fire hazards in cooking appliances. So what are the fire hazards in cooking appliances? Flames, sparks and hot gases from food preparation can ignite residue in exhaust ducts. So residue here means the grease. So flames, sparks and hot gases from food preparation can ignite residue in exhaust ducts. Fire originates within the kitchen. It is not caused by the cooking equipment, but it originates somewhere else in the kitchen or at the hood filter, spread into an of the ductwork system fueled by the oil and grease within the duct. Initially it is originated from somewhere else, and then it it caught fire in hood filters, spread into and up the ductwork system. A fire in duct ignite combustible materials outside of the duct. Suppose if the duct is not protected properly and it is in contact with the combustible material, it can catch fire to that combustible material also, fire radiant heat transmission, or can ignite grease that has leaked out of the duct seams. Suppose duct is not properly sealed, and nearby seams there is some leakage that cause the fire, spreading the fire in the building. Food preparation equipment left without supervision during operation. Failure to switch off equipment. We are talking about thermostat here in case of deep fat fryer, and any other switch off equipment, especially at the end of activity, resulted in overheating. Suppose we have not switched off the equipment after use, and it caused overheating which resulted in fire. Use of solid fuels, gas blow torches, ovens without igniters, pellet lights. Fan motor failures. I've seen one fire incident that caused due to fan motor failure. Overheating by hardened grease when restarting, continuous running of exhaust system, absence of flame failure or safety shut off device in appliances. Ignition hazard in cooking appliances. Here it is divided in three parts: heat, oxygen and fuel. Heat, fired equipment with an immediate source of flame that is easily available, deep fat frying apparatus, and also electric appliances such as toaster, fryer and griddles. Fuels. So what are the fuels there? Oil, fat, food products, combustible material adjacent to exhaust duct, and the power supply to the apparatus, for example gas supply. Oxygen, air is supplied in large quantity by the inlet of the ventilation system, and extract ducts can act as a chimney, increasing the intensity of any fire. So this is the ignition hazard in cooking appliances. Additional hazard factor: combustible food debris trapped in the grease filter. Design aspect of the extract ventilation duct, access panel, fan motors. Paper napkins, sometimes we see people use that space by mistake. Suppose someone has no idea about the exhaust duct system, and he is putting some paper napkin or any unused material or storage material inside the hood, which may have been inadvertently left in cooker hoods or inside the extract ducting. Insufficient number of access door or not accessible due to design in ductwork restrict effective inspection and cleaning. Suppose there is no access panel in the duct or nearby hood where grease can be trapped, and it may cause fire. So it restricts the effective inspection and cleaning. We are not able to identify where it is accumulated, where it is trapped, and with time it may cause fire also. So without effective inspection and cleaning, grease filters left out during cooking. I've seen it in some kitchen where people are not aware. Suppose ventilation system, exhaust system is weak. They used to do, they simply remove the filter so that the exhaust can work properly, and that may cause fire also. Poor cleaning maintenance practice may compromise fire protection cladding or fire rated access panel on duct. Cleaning is not being done properly, that may result in fire. So that is one of the hazard. Poor setting or maintenance of fire suppression system. Fire suppression system of hood is not designed properly, and it is not designed by the certified personnel. So uh, so the location of the nozzle is uh, not appropriate and not adequate. So it is additional hazard. Lack of capable person on site, human error. If people are not trained, they are inside the kitchen. They may make some mistake which result into fire. 4.6 is talking about the cooking equipment. Approval of cooking equipment conforming to available Indian standard or test acceptable to local authority. Only Indian standard certified tested cooking equipment should be used. All certified appliances shall be installed in accordance with the terms of their certificate of conformity and the manufacturer's instructions. So all equipment should be installed as per manufacturer's instructions. Cooking appliances requiring protection shall not be moved. This happens. You will see inside the kitchen. Suppose initially some equipment was placed just below the exhaust hood, but with time what happens, due to space constraints they used to shift their equipment outside the hood. That that may result into fire, or also the grease accumulation can be on ceiling or any other places. Rearrange without prior re-evaluation. So whenever we are in need to do so, we have to re-evaluate the protection arrangement also. Appliance is restored to an approved design location after any maintenance or removal for repair. Suppose if you are removing these appliances from their designated place, it should be reinstalled at their uh, previous location only. All deep fat fryers shall be installed with at least 450 mm space between the fryer and surface flame from adjacent cooking equipment. We should note this point. This is saying if deep fat fryer is in use, so any other equipment which release flame, which have flame, should be spaced at least 450 mm. So deep fat fryer or any flame releasing equipment, that should be spaced at least 450 mm. Above not apply where a steel or tempered glass baffle plate is installed. Suppose this is not feasible to maintain the gap of 450 mm. In that case, we need to provide the baffle plate at a minimum 200 mm in height between the fryer and surface flame of the adjacent appliance. If the fryer and the surface flames are at different horizontal planes, suppose one is above and second one is kept on down surface, then minimum height of 200 mm shall be measured from the higher of the two. Deep fat fryers shall have separate high limit control in addition to the thermostat. Most of the deep fat fryer comes with inbuilt thermostat. Here we are talking about the high limit controls which should also be in place. When the fat temperature reaches 250 degrees centigrade at 25 mm below the surface, it should get shut off. So how we measure the temperature? 250 degrees centigrade, 25 mm below the surface of oil. In section 5, hazard and safety requirement in cooking appliances. This has been covered. You will see it has 22 subgroup. 5.1 is commercial cooking, 5.2 factory built and field applied grease duct enclosure, 5.3 building and structural duct contact, 5.4 duct clearance to enclosures, 5.5 drawings, 5.6 constructions, 5.7 fire dampers, 5.8 grease removal devices, 5.9 exhaust system, 5.10 protection of openings, 5.11 other grease ducts, 5.12 exterior installation, 5.13 interior installation, rooftop termination is 5.14, then 5.15 exhaust fans, 5.16 exhaust fan housing, 5.17 opening for cleaning, servicing and inspection, 5.18 airflow, 5.19 air volume, 5.20 exhaust fan operation, and in 5.21 replacement air, 5.22 common duct manifold system. So we are going to see one by one what all are mentioned in 5.1 commercial cooking. So commercial cooking operation, kitchen that have cooking equipment that produces grease and grease laden vapors. This is called commercial cooking operation. If these equipments are in use, we will say commercial cooking operation. Example of such equipment is flat grills, char boilers, and deep fat fryers. So non-grease producing appliances. What are those appliances which do not produce any grease? So residential range, like we use gas stove or induction plate in our houses, that will not get covered in commercial cooking operation or commercial cooking appliances. Those are non-grease producing appliances, ovens, microwaves, and steam kettles. Information regarding most common types of equipment in commercial cooking operation that produce grease and or grease laden vapors are. So there are some appliances that is being used in commercial cooking operation. So we will specifically see the details about those. So first one is deep fat fryer. So there are some guidelines given about the deep fat fryers. 450 mm clearance shall be maintained between the deep fat fryer and the open flame cooking equipment that we already discussed in previous slide. So normal temperature range for food serving frying is 160 degrees centigrade to 190 degrees centigrade, equipped with temperature limiting device to shut off the fuel or energy if cooking oil temperature rises above of 250 degrees centigrade. So if oil temperature is rising above 250 degrees centigrade, it will get shut off. It should get shut off with backup provision, like limit control switch that we talked in previous slide. Commercial cooking, there are other appliances also mentioned, like flat grills or griddles. So flat grills and griddles are typically used for cooking foods that require flat, even cooking surface with grease and grease laden vapors. Two fire protection components shall be installed: a hood and ventilation system, an automatic extinguishing system. So whenever we are using flat grills and griddles, we should always use it under the hood and ventilation system only. It will have automatic extinguishing fire extinguishing system also installed. Hood and ventilation system. So there are two types of filter you can see right on the slide. So one is Bethel style filter and other is mass filters. So systems will include an exhaust hood or canopy, We are talking about the hood and ventilation system. System will include an exhaust hood or canopy, ductwork, fan system, and means of providing adequate makeup air, that is supply air. Hood shall be equipped with the appropriate grease removal filters. So every hood will be provided with the filters, grease removal filters. Only Buffalo style filters complying with concerned standards shall be used in cooking operation. So above you can see I have given border of green color. So that is only allowed. Mesh filters are not appropriate for commercial cooking operation because mesh gets easily blocked. So this type of filter is not as advisable to install. In hood and exhaust system, you will see clearance guidelines is given where enclosures are not required. Enclosures, we will see the enclosures in next slide. We have given one layout where you can get the exact idea what is the enclosure. Are not required. Hoods, grease removal device, exhaust fans and ducts shall have a clearance of at least 450 mm for high combustible material, 80 mm for moderate combustible material, 0 mm for non-combustible material. If hood or duct is nearby any combustible materials, then we have to maintain the gap of 450 mm. If moderate combustible material is there, then we need to maintain the gap of 80 mm between the duct and the moderate combustible material, 0 mm in case of non-combustible material is nearby. Clearance reduction system depends properties and thickness of non-combustible spacer is provided. Suppose we are not able to maintain the gap mentioned above. In that case, we need to provide non-combustible spacer between the duct and the combustible material. Protection shall be provided on the wall from the bottom of the hood to the floor or to the top of the non-combustible material extending to the floor. So full height protection is required. Clearance integrity. In the event of damage, the material or product shall be repaired and restored to meet its intended conformity. In the event of a fire within a kitchen exhaust system, the duct and its enclosure shall be inspected by qualified personnel. So if you observe any type of damage, the material or product shall be repaired and restored to meet its intended conformity, and it should be inspected by the qualified personnel. The protection method for ducts to reduce clearance shall be applied to the combustible or limited combustible construction, not to the duct itself. It doesn't mean you protect the duct or you are not protecting the combustible material. In 5.2, factory built and field applied grease duct enclosures are mentioned. So we'll see the details. So protection of grease ducts enclosure with a thorough penetration fire stop system having a fire resistant rating. Fire stops shall be tested as per IS 12458. Field fabricated grease duct shall be continuously covered on all sides from the point at which the duct enclosure penetrates a ceiling, wall or floor to the outlet terminal. The field applied grease duct shall be certified by recognized agency. So there are two type of duct we are talking about. One is factory built and other is field applied grease duct that is getting assembled at the site. Where subject to the physical damage where there is chances of getting a duct physically damaged, failed applied grease duct enclosure shall be protected as deemed necessary. Factory built grease duct enclosures shall be protected with a thorough penetration fire stops. So wherever there is a chances of leakage, it should be protected by the fire stops materials from the point at which the duct penetrates a ceiling, wall or floor to the outlet terminal. If duct is passing through any ceiling, wall or floor, it should be sealed properly by fire stop materials. Clearance option for field applied and factory built grease duct enclosures as per manufacturer's instructions. In 5.3, building and structural duct contact. A duct shall be permitted to contact non-combustible floors, interior walls and other non-combustible structure or supports, but it shall not be in contact for more than 50% of its surface area for each 0.30 meter of contact length. So maximum 50% of duct surface area can contact with non-combustible structure or support for each 0.30 meter of contact length. Where duct contact shall exceed the above requirement, suppose it is exceeding the above requirement, then in that case duct shall be protected from corrosion. Duct clearance to enclosures that we have already covered in 5.2. In 5.5 drawings, it is talking about the drawings availability. A drawings of the exhaust system installation along with copies of operating instructions for sub-assemblies and components used in the exhaust system, including electrical schematic, shall be kept on the premises. So it should be available in the premises. Drawings of exhaust system installation, operating instructions and electrical schematics. Constructions. So here it is talked about the constructions of the hood and the duct. Hood shall be constructed and supported by steel not less than 1.2 mm in thickness. So constructions of hood supported by steel not less than 1.2 mm in thickness. Stainless steel, if it is stainless steel, in that case not less than 1 mm, or other approved material or equivalent strength and fire and corrosion resist. Seams, joints and penetration of hood enclosure that direct and capture grease laden vapors and exhaust gases shall be liquid tight so that grease cannot leak from that seam, joints and penetration. Continuous external weld to the hood's lower outermost perimeter. So external weld is recommended here. Seams, joints and penetration of the hood shall be permitted to be internally welded. So it is also permitted to get internally welded, provided that weld is formed smooth or ground smooth to not trap grease and is cleanable. Penetration shall be permitted to be sealed by devices that are certified does not detract from the structural integrity of hood or duct. So whatever material we are using to seal the penetration, it should not detract from the structural integrity of hood or duct. Certified exhaust hood with or without exhaust damper permitted to constructed of materials required by the listing. Eyebrow type hoods over gas or electric ovens shall be permitted to have a duct constructed from the oven flue connected to the hood canopy upstream of the exhaust plenum. So eyebrow type hoods over gas or electric oven shall be permitted to have a duct constructed from the oven flues connected to the hood canopy upstream of the exhaust plenum. Insulation material other than electrical insulation shall have a flame spread index of 25 or less. Wall mounted exhaust hood assembly shall be tight fitting against the back wall. Hood shall be sized and configured to provide for the capture and removal of grease laden vapor. Exhaust hood assembly with integrated supply air plenum shall meet above requirement for constructions. If any exhaust hood assembly has the integrated supply air plenum, that shall meet above requirement for constructions. 5.7 is talking about the fire dampers. A fire actuated damper shall be installed in the supply air plenum. So supply air plenum, it is advisable to in fact, it is recommended to put fire actuated damper at each point where a supply air duct inlet or supply air outlet penetrate the continuous welded shell of the assembly. Wherever there is a penetration, fire actuated dampers should be fitted. The fire damper shall be certified for such use or be part of a certified exhaust hood with or without exhaust damper. The actuation device shall have a maximum temperature rating of 141 degrees centigrade. So actuation device shall have a maximum temperature rating of 141 degree centigrade. Supply air plenum that discharge air from the face rather than from the bottom or into the exhaust hood and that are isolated from the exhaust hood by continuously welded cell extending to the lower outermost perimeter of the entire hood assembly shall not require a fire actuated damper. In 5.8, grease removal devices are there. So certified grease filters, certified baffles or other certified grease removal devices for use with commercial cooking equipment shall be provided. Mesh filters shall not be used unless evaluated as an integral part of certified exhaust hood that we saw in the previous slide. I've shown you the picture also. So mesh filters shall not be used unless evaluated as an integral part of a certified exhaust hood or certified in conjunction with a primary filter in accordance relevant Indian standard. Separation distance, the distance between the grease removal device and the cooking surface shall be as great as possible but not less than 450 mm. So this point you should note down. I think this is very important whenever we are installing any cooking appliances. We should make sure the distance between the grease removal device and the cooking surface shall be as great as possible but not less than 450 mm. If charcoal or charcoal type broiler, gas or electrically heated char broiler, minimum vertical distance of 1.25 shall be maintained. 1.25 meters shall be maintained between the lower edge of the grease removal device and the cooking surface. Cooking equipment without exposed flame. Cooking equipment without exposed flame and where flue gases bypass grease removal devices, the minimum vertical distance shall be permitted to be reduced to not less than 150 mm. Where the distance between the grease removal device and the appliance flue outlet heat source is less than 450 mm. Suppose we are not able to maintain the distance of 450 mm. In that case, the baffle plate shall be sized and located so that flames or combustion gases travel a distance not less than 450 mm from the heat source to the grease removal device. The baffle shall be located no less than 150 mm from the grease removal devices. So there should be the provision of baffle plate if we are not able to maintain the gap of 450 mm. Grease filters shall be certified and constructed of steel or certified equivalent material. Rigid constructions that will not distort or crush under normal operation, handling and cleaning condition. Arranged so that all exhaust air passes through the grease filters. Installed at an angle not less than 45 degree from the horizontal. So you will see the grease filters. They are always in they always installed at an angle, but it should not be less than 45 degree. Easily accessible and removable for cleaning. Grease drip tray shall be equipped with a grease drip tray beneath their lower edge. So near filter you will see that there is a tray type of structure is there. So tray beneath their lower edges shall be kept to the minimum size needed to collect grease. The tray shall be pitched to drain into an enclosed metal container, and that tray should be pitched in such a way that it will drain drain the grease into a container having a capacity not exceeding 4 liter. Grease filter that require specific orientation to drain grease shall be clearly so designated, or the hood shall be constructed so that filters cannot be installed in the wrong orientation. Exhaust system. So exhaust system duct shall not pass through firewalls. All ducts shall lead directly to the exterior of the building. Duct system shall not be interconnected with any other building ventilation or exhaust system. So kitchen exhaust, kitchen exhaust, kitchen hood exhaust should not get connected with any other building ventilation or exhaust system. All ducts shall be installed without forming dips or tray that might collect residues. So if there is such type of forming dips or traps that may collect grease residue, so we should avoid that. Ventilation system shall be allowed to include an upturn in the duct, provided that the trapped area contains a low point drain to an approved grease reservoir not less than 4 liter. That is the same provision that we talked about near grease filter. Beneath grease filter, we need to provide one container of 4 liter, not less than 4 liter. Opening Opening required for accessibility shall comply and sign stating access panel. So all opening access panels should be marked as a access panel. Do not obstruct shall be placed on all access panels. Where a single wall duct work penetrates non-fire rated roof assembly, the penetration point shall be of limited combustible or non-combustible constructions. So duct root, this is talking about the duct root. Opening shall be provided at the side or at the top of the duct. It should not be provided at the bottom. So we should always remember that whenever we are providing the access door, access panel, it should be on the side or at the top of the duct, whichever is more accessible and at change of direction. Opening shall not be required in portion of the duct that are accessible from the duct entry or discharge. So duct entry or duct discharge, you don't need to provide the access panel there. An access panel for cleaning and inspection shall be provided in the duct or the hood within 450 mm of the damper. So within 450 mm of damper, we need to provide the access panel. Access panel opening shall be provided for installation and servicing of the fire extinguishing system also. So we need to provide the access panel for servicing and maintenance purpose of fire extinguishing system also. Exhaust system opening in ducts, at least one 500 mm into 500 mm opening shall be provided for personal entry. Wherever above is not possible, We are talking about horizontal duct. Wherever this is not possible, opening shall be large enough to permit thorough cleaning shall be provided at 3.7 meter interval. So we need to provide 500 mm by 500 mm opening at an interval of 3.7 meter. If not easily accessible from a 3-meter step ladder, opening on a horizontal grease duct system shall be provided with a safe access and a work platform. If height of that to reach out that opening is more than 3 meter, or it cannot be reached by using 3-meter step ladder, then we need to provide the safe access and a work platform. Support system for horizontal grease duct system 600 mm and larger in any cross-sectional direction shall be designed for the weight of the ductwork plus 360 kg. Support system. So what should be the strength of that support system? That has been mentioned here. Non-certified ductwork, the edge of the opening shall not be less than 40 mm from all side edges. So edges, whenever we are connecting two portion of the duct, then edges should not be less than 40 mm from all side. Vertical duct, where personal entry is possible, access panel access shall be provided at the top of the vertical riser to accommodate descent. Person entry is possible, access shall be provided at the top of the vertical riser to accommodate descent of that person who is going to enter into the duct. Where entry is not possible, adequate access for cleaning shall be provided on each floor. Safe access and a platform work platform and edges of the opening same as horizontal ducts, like 40 mm of edges and the safe access and work platform if it is not accessible by 3-meter step ladder. Access panel shall be of the same material and thickness of the duct, and fasteners shall be carbon steel or stainless steel. So we have to use the fastener of carbon steel or stainless steel only. Gasket or sealant that is rated for 815 degrees centigrade and shall be grease tight. Protection of opening for installation, servicing and inspection of certified fire protection system devices and for duct cleaning shall be provided in duct. Enclosures opening required to reach access panel in the ductwork shall be large enough for removal of the access panel through the enclosure opening. Other greased ducts material duct shall be constructed of and supported by carbon steel not less than 1.6 mm in thickness or stainless steel not less than 1.2 mm in thickness. Installation, all seams, joints, penetration and duct to hood collar connections shall have a liquid tight continuous external weld. Duct to duct hood collar connection shall not require a liquid tight continuous external weld. Penetration shall be permitted to sealed by other certified devices tested to be grease tight. Internal welding shall be permitted provided the joint is formed ground smooth and is readily accessible for inspection. Welded duct connection, duct to duct connection shall be one of the following: telescopic joint, bell type joint, flange with edge weld, flange with field weld. But butt welded connection shall not be permitted while connecting the duct. Exterior installation, the exterior portion of ductwork shall be vertical wherever possible and shall be installed and supported on the exterior of a building. Bolts, screws, rivets and other mechanical fasteners shall not penetrate ductwork. All ducts shall be protected on the exterior by paint or other suitable weather protective coating to prevent corrosion. Duct constructed of stainless steel shall not be required to have additional paint, or whether if it is SS type of duct, then you need not to paint that duct, or weather protective coating is required. In that case, in SS in case of stainless steel, these are not required. Duct work subject to corrosion shall have a minimal contact with the building surface. Interior installation, in all building where vertical fire barrier are penetrated, the duct shall be enclosed in a continuous enclosure to maintain the fire resistant rating. In one story in a height and in one story building, the duct shall be enclosed in continuous enclosure extending from the lowest fire rated ceiling or floor above the hood. So this is mainly talking about the penetration when we duct when we use to pass the duct from one floor to other floor or one side of wall to other side. In that case, the penetration should be ensured to meet the same integrity of fire resistant. Shall be sealed around the duct at the point of penetration of first fire rated barrier after the hood to maintain the fire resistant rating of the enclosure. The enclosure shall be vented to the exterior of the building through weather protected opening. The continuous enclosure provision shall not be required where a field applied grease duct enclosure or factory built grease duct enclosure is protected with a certified duct thorough penetration protection system equivalent. Rooftop termination. A minimum of 3 meter of horizontal clearance shall be maintained from the outlet to adjacent building, property lines and air intakes. A minimum of 3 meter of horizontal clearance. A minimum of 1.5 meter of horizontal clearance shall be maintained from the outlet fan housing to any combustible structure. A vertical separation of 1 meter below any exhaust outlet for air intake shall be maintained within 3 meter of the exhaust outlet. The ability to drain grease out of any tray or low point formed in the fan or duct near the termination in container that is non-combustible, closed and rain-proof. Where the fan attaches to ductwork, the ductwork shall be a minimum of 450 mm away from any roof surface. The fan shall discharge a minimum of 1 meter away from any roof surface. Fans shall be protected with safe access and a work surface for inspection and cleaning. Rooftop termination, wall termination. In this section, wall termination is also mentioned through a non-combustible wall with a minimum of 3 meter of clearance from the outlet to adjacent buildings, property lines, grade level, combustible construction, electrical equipment or lines, and with the closest point of any air intake or operable door or window at or below the plane of the exhaust termination. The closest point of any air intake or operable door or window above the plane of the exhaust termination shall be a minimum of 3 meter in distance plus 80 mm for each 1 degree from horizontal. The exhaust flow directed perpendicularly outward from the wall face or upward. Rooftop termination through combustible or limited combustible walls. We have already seen in 5.2.6 where the ductwork exits the building, the opening shall be sealed and shall include a weather protected vented opening. Where the ductwork exits the building, the opening shall be sealed and shall include a weather protected vented opening. So we have covered these requirement in previous slide already. Exhaust fan. There are three type of exhaust fan that is used in exhaust system. One is upblast exhaust fans. Approved upblast fans with motor surrounded by the airstream shall be hinged, supplied, and flexible weatherproof electrical cables and service hold open retainer and certified for this use. A blast fan shall be supplied with an access opening of minimum 80 mm into 125 mm or a circular diameter of 100 mm on the curvature of the outer fan housing to allow for cleaning and inspection of the fan blade. Inline exhaust fan shall be of the type with the motor located outside the airstream and with the belts and pulley protected from the airstream by grease tight housing. Utility set exhaust fans, if installed at the rooftop termination point, shall meet the requirement as we have already we have already discussed in 5.14, fence installed within the building shall be located in an accessible area of adequate size to allow for service or removal. So these are the fans that we were talking about. A blast fan, first one is a blast exhaust fan, second one is inline exhaust fan, and third one is a utility set exhaust fan that we generally used in exhaust system. Exhaust fan housing shall be constructed of carbon steel not less than 1.6 mm in thickness, of stainless steel not less than 1.2 mm in thickness, or if certified in accordance with the relevant standard. Opening for cleaning, servicing and inspection, that we have already discussed in previous slide. Clearance shall conform to the requirement. This is also covered. Now we are in airflow 5.18. The air velocity through any duct shall not be less than 150 meter per minute. So this is the air velocity that we have to maintain inside the duct. Transition duct section that do not exceed 1 meter in length and do not contain grease traps shall be permitted to be connected to hood and exhaust fan that do not meet this velocity. So transition duct section that do not exceed 1 meter in length, it is permitted to be connected. Air volume, exhaust air volumes for hood shall be of sufficient level to provide for a capture and removal of grease-laden cooking vapors. Lower exhaust air volume shall be permitted during no load cooking condition provided they are sufficient to capture and remove flue gases and residual vapors from cooking equipment. Exhaust fan operation, hood exhaust fan shall continue to operate after the extinguishing system has been activated unless fan shutdown is required by a certified component of the ventilation system or by design of the extinguishing system. So we generally keep it running when fire extinguishing system activate during a fire. The hood exhaust fan shall not be required to start upon activation of the extinguishing system if the exhaust fan and all cooking equipment served by the fan have been shut down. So it is not required upon activation of the extinguishing system if the exhaust fan and all cooking equipment served by the fan have been shut down. If all equipment are shut down, then it should not required to keep running during the extinguishing system activates. Replacement air. Replacement air quantity shall be adequate to prevent negative pressure in the commercial cooking areas from exceeding 5 Pascal. So this is requirement of replacement air, supply air. When the fire extinguishing system activate, makeup air supplied internally to hood shall be shut off. So makeup air supply air will get shut off in case of fire. Common duct manifold. Master kitchen exhaust duct that serves multiple tenants shall include provision to bleed air from outdoor or from adjacent space into the master exhaust duct where required to maintain the necessary minimum air velocity in the master exhaust duct. So here it is talking about the mainly of food court type of arrangement where we installed one master kitchen exhaust ducts and all other small restaurants connects their duct into that master kitchen exhaust duct. In master kitchen exhaust duct there is a provision of bleed air supply air that ensure the minimum air velocity in the master exhaust duct. Bleed air duct shall not connect to the top or side of the master exhaust duct. Bleed air duct shall connect, sorry, bleed air duct shall connect to the top or side of the master exhaust duct. It cannot be connected through the bottom. The bleed air duct shall have a fire damper at least 300 mm from the exhaust duct connection. The bleed air duct shall have the same construction and clearance requirement as the main exhaust duct from the connection to the exhaust duct to at least 30 mm on both sides of the fire damper. Each bleed air duct shall have a means of adjusting, so air flow can be adjusted by that by using volume damper. Means to adjust the bleed air quantity shall be installed between the fire damper and the source of the bleed air. A bleed air duct shall not be used for exhaust of grease laden vapor and shall be so labeled. Unused tenant exhaust connection to the master exhaust duct that are not used as a bleed air connection shall be disconnected and sealed at the main duct. Whenever any tenant left, we have to make sure that exhaust connection is completely sealed and closed, disconnected. This is the one layout I have inserted here. This is not part of the standard. You can see the layout of typical section view. This is a typical section view for one-story building with fire rated roof assembly. So you can see the 1 hour rated continuous enclosure. Enclosure is mainly duct is passed through that enclosure, and that enclosure is sealed from top and bottom. Let's go to next section, that is inspection, testing and maintenance of equipment. Here we have it is divided into eight part, 6.1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So first one is operating procedure. Exhaust system shall be operated whenever cooking equipment is turned on. Filter equipped exhaust system shall not be operated with filter removed. Ventilating equipment shall not be restricted by cover, damper or any other means that would reduce the operating efficiency of the exhaust system. Instructions for manually operating the fire extinguishing system shall be posted conspicuously in the kitchen and shall be reviewed. Cooking equipment shall not be operated while its fire extinguishing system or exhaust system is non-operational or impaired. Inspection and maintenance of other equipment shall be conducted by properly trained and qualified person. Inspection, testing and maintenance of fire extinguishing system. Maintenance of the fire extinguishing system and certified exhaust hood containing a constant or fire activated water system that is certified to extinguish a fire in the grease removal device hood exhaust plenum. Exhaust duct shall be made by properly trained, qualified and certified person at least every 4 months in case of starred hotel and 6 months in case of other hotel. So depends upon the use. We will talk about the frequency of cleaning also. All actuation and control components, including remote manual pull station, mechanical, pneumatic and electrical devices, detectors and actuators shall be tested for proper operation during the inspection as per manufacturer's instructions. Fusible links of the metal alloy type and automatic sprinkler of the metal alloy type shall be replaced at least semi-annually except as below. Fixed temperature sensing element other than the fusible metal alloy types shall be permitted to remain continuously in service, provided they are inspected and cleaned or replaced if necessary in accordance with the manufacturer's instructions every 12 months or more frequently to ensure proper operation of the system. The year of manufacture and the date of installation of fusible links shall be marked on the system inspection tag and signed by installer. Detection device, bulb type, automatic sprinkler and fusible links other than the metal alloy type. You can take the reference of Indian Standard 9972 which talks about the sprinkler head for fire protection service shall be examined and cleaned or replaced annually. Inspection of fire damper Actuation component of fire dampers shall be inspected for proper operation in accordance with the manufacturer's certified procedure. Fusible links on fire damper assemblies shall be replaced at least semi-annually or more frequently as necessary. Documentation tag. This is also given as a requirement. The year of manufacture and the date of installation of fusible links shall be documented. The tags shall be signed by the installer. Inspection of grease buildup. The entire exhaust system shall be inspected for grease buildup by a properly trained, qualified and certified person as per following schedule. System serving solid fuel cooking operation. The inspection frequency is monthly. System serving high volume cooking operations such as 24-hour cooking, char broiling or wok cooking quarterly. System serving moderate volume cooking operation semi-annually. System serving low volume cooking operations such as day camps, seasonal business or senior centers. So it should be inspected annually. Inspection, testing and maintenance of certified hood containing mechanical or fire actuated dampers, internal washing components or other mechanically operated devices shall be inspected and tested by properly trained, qualified and certified person every 4 months or at frequency recommended by the manufacturer in accordance with their certificate of conformity. Inspection, testing and maintenance of certified hood containing mechanical or fire actuated damper, internal washing components, other mechanically operated devices shall be inspected and tested by properly trained, qualified and certified persons in every 4 months or at frequency recommended by manufacturer in accordance with their certificate of conformity. Cleaning of exhaust system. Upon inspection, if the exhaust system is found to be contaminated with deposits from grease laden vapors, the contaminated portion of that exhaust system shall be cleaned properly. Hood, grease removal devices, fans, ducts and other appendages shall be cleaned to remove combustible contaminants prior to surface becoming heavily contaminated with grease or oily sludge. At the start of the cleaning process, electrical switches that could be activated accidentally shall be locked out. Adequate care shall be taken to prevent accidental discharge of the system during cleaning, maintenance or testing. Flammable solvent or other flammable cleaning aids shall not be used. No flammable solvent shall be used for cleaning purpose. Cleaning chemicals shall not be applied on fusible links or other detection device. After cleaning or inspection is completed, the exhaust cleaning company and person performing the work at the location shall provide the owner of the system with a written report that also specifies area that were inaccessible or not clean. So these specific details need to be mentioned on the written report that is submitted by the cleaning agency. A service company label or tag pre-printed with the name of the company and giving the date of inspection or cleaning shall be affixed near access panel. Cooking equipment maintenance. Inspection and servicing of cooking equipment shall be made at least inspection and servicing of cooking equipment shall be made at least annually by properly trained and qualified personnel. Cooking equipment that collect grease below the surface, behind the equipment or in cooking equipment flue gas exhaust such as griddles or char broilers shall be inspected and if found with grease accumulation shall be cleaned. So there is a provision of cleaning and servicing of cooking equipment also. We are now in part 7 that talks about the fire safety requirement. Here we have 5 sections: general, cooking equipment, automatic sprinkler installation, fire separation requirement, other requirements. First we'll see the general. An automatic fixed suppression system shall be installed to protect all cooking equipment producing grease laden vapor that might be source of ignition of grease in the hood grease removal device. Fire suppression equipment shall be provided for the protection of grease removal device, hood exhaust plenum and exhaust duct system. So you can see it is not required for only grease protection of grease removal device. It is also protecting the hood, exhaust plenum and exhaust duct system. Once a fire has propagated to the hood and duct, fire suppression is absolutely necessary to protect the building and its occupants. So we need to provide the sprinkler or smoke detector system or other part of apart from the duct, hood and filter. So other equipment will protect if fire propagated from the kitchen to the other part of the area. Cooking equipment shall be protected with wet chemical suppression system, automatic sprinkler system not in the vicinity of cooking area or inside hood. Other equivalent system like water mist application for kitchen fire. So sprinkler system is not recommended in the vicinity of cooking area. Wet chemical fire extinguisher system and components thereof used in cooking operations shall be in accordance with the respective applicable Indian standard as indicated in Annexure A. In Annexure A, there is a list of standard, relevant standard that has been mentioned in this standard, and it is relating with those in standard. Those list is provided in Annexure A of this standard. Various fire suppression system like sprinkler, water mist, foam, etc. shall be in accordance with the respective applicable standard as indicated in Annexure A. Hazard and equipment that can be protected using wet chemical extinguishing systems shall include restaurant, commercial and institutional hoods, plenum, ducts and filters with their associated cooking appliances, special grease removal device, odor control device, energy recovery device installed in the exhaust system. Manufacturing cooking equipment. Manufacturing's design, installation and maintenance manual shall be consulted for system limitation and application. So as for manufacturer's guidelines or instructions, it should be used. Manufacturer's design, installation and maintenance manual shall be consulted for system limitation and application. Methodology methodology travel of exhaust products shall be provided with an approved automatic fire suppression system. Exhaust products shall be provided with an approved automatic fire suppression system. Each protected cooking appliance, individual hood and branch exhaust duct directly connected to the hood shall be protected by a system. Where two or more hazards can be simultaneously involved in fire, by reason of their proximity, then individual system installed on each hazard to operate simultaneously. A single system designed and installed to protect all hazards that can be simultaneously involved. System actuation. All systems shall have a both automatic and manual method of actuation. So suppression system, fire protection system should have both method of operation mechanism, automatic as well as manual. The automatic and manual means of a system actuation, exception for pneumatic tube detection. External to the control head or releasing device shall be separate and independent of each other so that a failure of one will not impair the operation of the other. Operation of any manual actuator shall be of that is required to bring about the full operation of the system. All operating devices shall be designed, located, installed or protected so that they are not subject to mechanical, environmental or other conditional that render the performance. An audible or visual indicator shall be provided to so that the system has operated. The extinguishing system shall be connected to the fire alarm system. A readily accessible means for manual actuation shall be located in the path of egress, shall be installed no more than 1200 mm and no less than 1050 mm above the ground. Automatic system protected only common exhaust duct shall not require a manual actuator. The means for manual actuation shall be mechanical and shall not rely on electrical power for actuation. Electrical power shall be permitted to be used for manual actuation, if electrical supervision and a reserve power supply are provided, like UPS supply is there, then it is acceptable. These kitchen hoods independent suppression system shall discharge wet chemical to all area of a kitchen range, extract hood that is potentially coated in grease. The system shall also discharge over deep fat cooking pans or other potential fire source. The following shall be the operational sequence of fire suppression system. Upon actuation of fire suppression system, any power or gas supply serving the kitchen equipment shall be cut off and isolated. The fire suppression agent shall be automatically released to the hood filter and into the connecting ductwork and over kitchen appliances. The exhaust fan shall not stop and continue operating even after activation of the system, and the supply fan shall be cut off. Gas detector shall be fitted to all kitchen that link to a gas solenoid valve for emergency shut off, and suitable gas detection system based on type of gas, that is LNG or CNG, integrated with the fire detection and alarm system shall be provided in addition to heat multi detector and sprinkler. Manual shut-off device shall activate the fire suppression system, which in turn shall stop other systems like fuel supply, power supply, etc. It is strongly recommended to provide remote monitoring for the health of kitchen fire safety equipment and interface the same with the building management system to monitor the health of the kitchen equipment. It can be connected with the building management system also. BMS. System location. Wet chemical containers and expellent gas assembly shall be located within the temperature range. Wet chemical container and expellent gas assembly shall not be located where they could be subjected to mechanical, chemical or other damage. Where damage due to chemical or mechanical exposure is expected, protective devices such as enclosures or guards shall be provided. Wet chemical container and expellent gas assembly shall be accessible for inspection, maintenance and recharge. All discharge nozzles shall be located to minimize damage or misalignment. Special requirements: system protecting two or more hood or plenum or both that meet the requirement. Also, the building owners or owner agent shall be responsible for the protection of any common exhaust duct used by more than one tenant. The tenant shall be responsible for the protection of common exhaust ducts serving hoods located within the tenant's space and up to the point of connection to the building's owner's common exhaust duct. This is talking about the food court type of provision where master duct is there. At least one fusible link or heat detector shall be installed within the exhaust duct opening. A fusible link or heat detector shall be provided above each protected cooking appliance. Where the pipe or other conduit penetrates a duct or hood, the penetration shall have a liquid tight continuous external weld or shall be sealed with a certified device. Protection of common exhaust duct. The common exhaust duct shall be protected by one of the following method: simultaneous operation of all independent hood, duct and appliance protection system, simultaneous operation of any hood, duct, appliance protection system and the system protecting the entire common exhaust duct. Movable cooking equipment shall be provided with a means to ensure that it is correctly positioned in relation to the appliance discharge nozzle during cooking operation. Automatic sprinkler installation. Due diligence shall be exercised before considering protection with sprinkler water means installation, particularly for protection of fryers. So it is very carefully needs to be studied before providing the protection of sprinkler or water inside the inside the hood or duct, because if we throw water on fryers it may cause more damage. No sprinkler shall be provided within 5 meters of cooking equipment and kitchen hood. So here it is mentioned within 5 meters there should be no sprinkler. An audit and analysis will be required before installing sprinkler within the commercial cooking area. Area sensitive to sprinkler shall be omitted, but these areas shall be protected with wet chemical suppression system or other systems tested and approved by competent bodies for the type of protection. We should not leave it unprotected. Area sensitive to sprinkler shall be omitted, but these areas shall be protected with wet chemical suppression system or other system tested and approved by competent bodies for the type of protection. This is same. Water mist system conforming to Indian standard 15519 if approved for use for the type of application. When a sprinkler water mist suppression system are used for fire protection, those systems shall be tested and approved by NABL approved laboratory. Requirement for cooking equipment in cooking areas protected by automatic sprinkler. Additional sprinkler or automatic spray nozzle shall be provided to protect commercial type cooking equipment. Sprinkler or automatic spray nozzle in duct collar and plenum chamber shall not be required where all cooking equipment is served by certified grease extractor. Hoods containing automatic fire extinguishing system are protected areas. However, these hoods can be considered as obstruction to overhead sprinkler system and shall require floor coverage underneath in accordance with IS 15105. Cooking equipment below hoods that contains automatic fire extinguishing equipment is protected and shall not require protection from the overhead sprinkler system. Sprinkler and automatic spray nozzle location. Exhaust duct shall have one sprinkler automatic spray nozzle located at the top of each vertical riser and at the midpoint of each offset. Sprinkler or automatic spray nozzle shall not be required in a vertical riser located outside a building, and the horizontal distance between the wood outlet and the vertical riser is at least 7.6 meter. It is not required there. Sprinkler or automatic spray nozzle shall be required in ducts. Horizontal exhaust duct shall have a sprinkler or automatic spray nozzle devices located on 3-meter centers beginning no more than 1.5 meter from the duct entrance. Subject to freezing shall be properly protected against freezing by approved means. Each hood exhaust duct collar shall have one sprinkler or automatic spray nozzle located 25 mm minimum to 300 mm maximum above the point of duct collar connection in the hood plenum. Hoods that have a certified fire damper located in the duct collar shall be protected with a sprinkler or automatic spray nozzle. Hood exhaust plenum chambers shall have one sprinkler or automatic spray nozzle centered in each chamber not exceeding 3 meter in length. If exceeding 3 meter, sprinkler nozzle for every 3 meter required. Sprinkler and automatic spray nozzle inside duct collar and plenum area, temperature rating and orifice size, where the exposed temperature is expected to be 150 degrees centigrade or less, shall be of extra high temperature classification 163 degrees centigrade to 191 degrees centigrade. Above 150 degrees centigrade, a sprinkler or automatic spray nozzle of higher classification shall be used. Shall have orifice with K factor not less than 21, K factor not less than 21 and not more than 80. Access to all sprinkler or automatic spray nozzles for examination and replacement. Required fuel and heat shut-off. The operation of any cooking equipment, sprinkler or automatic spray nozzle shall automatically shut off all sources of fuel and heat to all equipment requiring protection. Any gas appliances not requiring protection but located under ventilating equipment shall also be shut off. Also, shutdown devices shall be of the type that requires manual resetting prior to fuel or power being restored. So once it is shut down, it can only be restarted by manually resetting that. So this type of provision is required. A certified indicative valve shall be installed in the water supply line to the sprinkler and spray nozzle protecting the cooking and ventilating system. A certified line strainer shall be installed in the main water supply preceding Sprinkler or automatic spray nozzle having nominal K factor smaller than K40. Sprinkler and automatic spray nozzles used for protecting commercial type cooking equipment and ventilating systems shall be replaced annually. Unless automatic valve type sprinkler or spray nozzles are used, and annual examination should show no buildup of grease or other material on the sprinkler or spray nozzles. And indicating valve shall be installed in the main water supply preceding sprinklers having nominal orifice size smaller than 9.5 mm. A system test connection shall be provided to verify proper operation of equipment. The kitchen hood shall be provided with hot water spray nozzle system or steam system to ensure that after kitchen closes down, the hood is cleaned with one of the system mentioned above. So the grease stuck in the hoods can be safely drained out. Where a kitchen is required for the proper preparation of food, and or where open flame cooking appliances are used, and or where fryer with no open flames are used, the kitchen shall be separated from other parts of the same building by compartment. So we are talking about the separation requirement. Same building by the compartment wall and the floor having fire resistance of at least 120 minutes. Food serving area shall be fire separated from the kitchen cooking area by fire rated elements having a resistance of 120 minutes. If the kitchen area is protected by an approved fire suppression system, fire rating of fire door as stated above can be reduced to half an hour. In open type of kitchen cooking area, and sitting area needs to be segregated by 120-minute rated glass, and such glass partition shall be protected with window sprinklers. Separation requirement for kitchen may be waived off if all cooking facility in the kitchen are fitted with an approved fire suppression system. If the entire occupancy kitchen and dining service area is fire separated from other parts of the same building with all elements having fire resistance of at least 120 minutes. So this is one of the new thing that has been added. If other part of the building is compartmented by 120-minute fire resistant, and cooking facility is protected by the approved fire suppression system, then you don't need to provide separation between the kitchen and dining area. If the commercial kitchen cooking area is situated in a building that is not sprinkler protected, the floor area of the kitchen cooking area shall not be exceed 150 mm. So in this same section, fire separation requirement, LPG cylinder provided. If LPG cylinder is provided for the open flame cooking activity, are not allowed to be located at the basement. Kitchen occupancy, even with the electrical ovens, shall not be allowed below ground level under any circumstances. It is advisable to locate the kitchen cooking operation located on the external periphery of the building so that in the event of mechanical ventilation failure, it can be naturally ventilated. So live kitchen with or without live counter are increasingly resorted to, as condition may vary for different locations. Suitable additional requirement arrangement like fire smoke curtain, fire doors, and other types of passive protection shall be insisted. Other requirement, life safety and egress requirements shall be governed by the requirement under NBC 2016 Part 4. In case any requirement under this standard differ from those under SP 7 Part 4, the provision of this standard shall take precedence. So this standard will take precedence over NBC 2016 if any differ you found in this standard and NBC. Extinguisher in the vicinity of cooking area and the hood shall be suitable for the type of fire, class F, fat or cooking oil fire. Provision of cleaning of kitchen exhaust every 6 months to ensure that the carbon soot accumulated in the exhaust duct is cleaned to avoid the chances of outbreak of fire. Now we have reached to the annexures. In annexer A, as I already told you, list of preferred standard is mentioned. In annexer B, it is talking about the detection. So how the fire suppression system works. So mechanical detection, fusible links with melting metal elements or glass bulbs placed on a tension wire under wood, which are activated by heat, release the tension wire and activate the fire extinguishing system. It is recommended to choose melting temperature of fusible links at least 30 degrees centigrade higher than the measured temperature. So these type of arrangement you will see in mechanical detection of fire suppression system with fusible link. Pressure fusible plug detection system, specially designed polyamide heat sensing tube or fusible plugs installed under the hood. In case of fire tube, fusible plugs will burst, releasing the pressure and actuating the system. So fusible plugs, this system is used. This system operates on fusible plugs. When fusible plug will burst, that will actuate this system. Pneumatic polyamide heat sensing tube detection system. This system is based on a specially designed polyamide pneumatic heat sensing tube, which melts at designated temperatures, causing pressure drop and actuation of the system. Pneumatic tube is placed behind filter in as shown in figure. So this is the arrangement. You can see how things are installed in hood. Next is linear heat detection cable. The linear heat detection cable consists of a heat sensitive cable that can detect changes in temperature and trigger an alarm when a specific temperature threshold is reached. Optical fiber, pneumatic tube and electrical sensor cables are some instances of technology used in linear heat detection cable. So these are the few detection methods that actuate the fire suppression system. Annexure C talks about the test procedure of kitchen fire extinguishing systems. So if you are, I have not included here. If you are interested, you can see the Annexure C of this standard. So friends, wish you happy new year. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe my channel Fire Safe India by MK. Thank you for watching.